Hola, buenas noches. Érase una vez en los 60 una banda maldita que en su momento sirvió solamente de pasto para exquisitos, pero que pasadas las décadas fue saludada por algunos amantes del género como tan importante como los Beatles o los Rolling Stones. Se llamaba The Velvet Underground. Hace 15 días tuvimos aquí en la Edad de Oro a John Cale demostrando en directo qué parte de The Velvet Underground era suya. La otra cara de la moneda Velvet, la de Lou Reed, la vamos a tener hoy en diferido con aquel concierto barcelonés que la crítica calificó de impecable y al público le resultó arrebatador. John Cale nos dejó claro que para él sigue siendo más importante la personalidad que la fama y la improvisación que la exactitud, y que es un genio. A Lou Reed el éxito le impide ser fiel a ese espíritu, pero es Lou Reed. Y es una estrella que no quiere acordarse ni de Warhol ni de Bowie, que se niega a preguntarse hasta qué punto un artista es dueño de sí mismo o propiedad de managers, promotores y demás, que no quiere hablar de la vida aburguesada de quien un día empezó cantando al vicio y a la vida en el límite, ni de a qué ha tenido que renunciar, ni de cuándo le han hecho retroceder, pero que puede hacernos olvidar todo eso y mucho más a base de intensidad y de belleza pura y simple, que puede hacer callar a quienes tontamente se preguntaban a quién le interesa lo último de Lou Reed, y que pudo convencer absolutamente en sus recientes visitas a San Sebastián y a Barcelona. En esta última, la Edad de Oro efectuó una grabación que ha sufrido toda suerte de desastres y boicoteos que la han dejado con algunas canciones de menos, pero por la que desde luego no hemos pagado ni remotamente esas ridículas cifras astronómicas que por ahí se han manejado, sino todo lo contrario. Disfrútenla.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lou Reed.
1, 2, 3, 4. The defender is there. Down off of Broadway, he's there playing his game. It's very funny, putting money down on Robotron. Oh, I'm the great defender, I really know just how to get it on. Down at the arcade, down at the arcade. Down at the arcade, down at the arcade. Down at the arcade, hey baby, down at the arcade. Hey, hey, oh, I'm the great defender, I really think I got it made. A fistful of quarters, a $50 steak, but life is a gamble on videotape. I call my disc jockey to dedicate a song to Blair. The 4 times singing, oh baby, I'll be there. Arcade, down at the arcade. Down at the arcade, down at the arcade. Down at the arcade, baby, down at the arcade. Oh, I'm the great defender, I really think I got it made. The Nobel Peace Prize in Rhythm and Blues. And even Stevie Wonder, he wants to recall one of my songs. Oh, I'm the great defender, I really know just how to get along. Oh, I'm the great defender, listen to my song. I really hope you like it, it isn't very long. It's rooted in the 50s, but it's hot since 1984. And if you really like it, hey, I'll sing it for you once more. Down at the arcade, down at the arcade, down at arcade, down at the arcade. Down at the arcade, hey baby, down at the arcade. Oh, I'm a big offender, I really think I got it made. Hey Peter. About not being able to be quite what you'd like to be. It's called Legendary Hearts. 1, 2. Legendary hearts tear us all apart with stories of their love, their great transcendent loves. As we stand here and we fight, and we lose another night of a legendary love. Legendary loves, oh, they haunt me in my sleep, with promises to keep that I never should have made. I can't live up to this, I'm good for just a kiss. Just a legendary love. Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? He's in a bar or in some car, streaming his blood with an impure jug. He's in the past and he seems to be lost forever. He worked hard at being good, but his basic soul was stained not pure when he took his bow. The audience was clapping. Legendary hearts, when they tear us all apart, make our emotions bleed as they're crying out in need. No legendary love is coming there from above. It's in this room right now. What's right? You've got to fight to make what's right. You've got to fight to make what's right. You've got to fight to keep your legendary love. Eventually, of course, everything works out as everything always does, and they turn out the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. lashes are way too bright, it's way too bright. Ain't it funny when pain goes away and then it comes back on another day? It seems mighty good today, it's good today. Oh, baby, now. See the eagle above the hill? There reflects and it is so still. The tension has gone from my will, from my will. Baby, now. Why is there light in the itchy when it's cold outside? And what's the reason between wrong and right? Oh, baby, hey. Moon on the mountain shining bright. First it's dawn and then it's light. But sometimes the light is way too bright, way too bright. Oh, baby, hey. Ain't it funny what pain goes away and then it comes back on another day? It feels mighty good today, oh baby, good today. See the eagle above the hill, there are three flecks and it is so still. The tension has gone from my will, from my will. Why don't you turn out the lights? Hey, why don't you turn out the lights? Why don't you turn out the lights? Oh baby, now turn out the lights. Why don't you turn out the lights? Hey, something now, turn out the light. Hey, baby, turn out the light. Why don't you turn out the light? This song goes back a few years. took the beginning off an old Marvin Gaye record called Hitchhike. And now you got There She Goes Again, story of lost love in America. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. There she goes again. She's out on the streets again. She's down on her knees, my friend. She's never asked you please again. You take a look, there's no tears in her eyes, but she won't take it from this any guy. What can you do? You're walking on down your street. Look at all your friends that she's gonna meet. Let it hit it. There she goes again. She's out on the streets again. She's down on her knees, my friend. She never asked you please again. You take a look, there's no tears in her eyes. She won't take it from this little guy. What can you do? See you walking on down the street. Look at all your friends that she's gonna meet. But hit her. Look, there's no tears in her eyes. She won't get it from this little guy. What can you do? You see her walking on down the street. Look at all your friends that she's gonna meet. I said, bye, bye, baby, bye, bye. 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 Bye, 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 bye. Pretty baby, bye bye. Bye 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 baby, bye bye. Bye 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 baby, bye bye. Bye 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 baby, bye bye.
Hola, Lu, ¿estás cómodo?
Yeah, sure.
¿Fuiste tú el primero en hacer rock realista sobre historias del underground urbano y del lado oscuro de la vida?
Well, there'd been a lot of that in blues, early blues records, you know. Say She Knows. If you include that in your definition of rock, then no. But if you don't, then some things Bob Dylan wrote were probably like that.
¿Cuáles de las premisas de tus primeros años son aún válidas hoy en día y cuáles han cambiado?
Oh, I really only had one premise. I wanted to combine the two things I really love. That's rock and roll with writing. And I wanted to write very well. And I keep trying to write better, which isn't good English, but anyway, I wanted to write better. And more simply. Not use so many words. I always try to write in a vernacular, you know what I mean? but like not using slang, because slang becomes dated, so I don't use slang, but I try to speak in a vernacular so it sounds like the way somebody would talk to you, and not use a lot of too many words. Sometimes it sounds like somebody talking to you, but if you slowed it down and actually spoke it, it really wouldn't. People don't, in fact, talk the way I write that they talk, but it sounds as though they do.
¿Qué tienes de músico y qué de escritor? ¿Qué valoras más en ti?
I've thought about that, as a matter of fact. I'm a musician adequate to my needs as a writer.
¿Te consideras mejor músico que escritor o a la inversa?
I don't think in terms of that. Better. I do for me better than anyone else could do for me what I want for the music. Nobody knows better than I do where the chord should go and how loud it should be, or the right note to push the emotion. I'm perfect for me. Not probably for anybody else. I don't think in terms like that. I mean, I'm an adequate writer for the kind of music that I play.
¿Qué valoras más, el sentimiento o el intelecto?
When they first told me that question, I said, well, you should go ask Spinoza. He had that whole thing, which came first, the thought or the feeling. And again, it's like saying what's better. I'm not bothered by a thought like that. I don't try to answer a question like that. Whichever way it goes is fine by me. Like, if the thought came first and it had a feeling, well, that's fine. And if the feeling came first and then the thought, that's okay too. I don't care. I'm not interested in that. I like the result. I don't care how you got there. So I feel that way about machines too. Generally speaking, I don't care how the machine works. You know, like for tape recorders or in the recording studio. I don't care what makes it work. I just care what it does when you're finished, what I can get out of it. I don't care why it works.
¿Cuáles han sido tus principales influencias musicales?
People you heard on the radio when I was a kid in the 50s. People on the radio. Rock and roll people on the radio. You wouldn't have heard of a lot of them. If I told you, it wouldn't mean anything.
¿Como quién?
The Solitaires. The Ravens, the Diablos. Carl Perkins. Different rockabilly people. I don't even remember the names of some of these people. Certain kinds of records really struck me. Same thing lots of people were listening to on the radio, mainly on the radio.
¿Y desde el punto de vista literario?
I studied with a guy named Delmore Schwartz in the University of the Bar, and drinking, and you know, not formally. I like Raymond Chandler a lot. I was always impressed, and with Delmore too, like the short stories, how with very few and very simple words words anybody would know, and just combining them the right way could make you see something and feel it and laugh. I was just very impressed by that. That you didn't need to have a big education to use the words they were using to have the effect. You could get your point across with very simple words, and I wanted to do that too, because I thought that would, along with rock music, very simple chords, and anybody could play. I really believe that, and it's really true. I mean, my songs have 2 and 3 chords. Any idiot can play my songs. Any kid should be able to pick up a guitar and play. Heroin has 2 chords. Most of my songs have 2, 3 chords. I mean, the new album, New Sensations, you know, the song New Sensations, that's kind of complicated. It's got like 7 or 8 chords, but most down at the arcade, same 3 chords. Anybody should be able to play them. It's just like the words. There's no difficulty with the words there. Anybody should be able to do it and be able to have fun with it, because it's nothing hard to understand. It's like you should be able to have a lot of fun with it. It's so simple. I work very hard to make it simple. I mean, if it ever strikes me that it's difficult, I take it out, because then I'd have trouble.
¿Qué piensas del furor que le ha entrado últimamente a todo el mundo con la Velvet Underground? ¿Cómo sienta eso tras la acogida que en su momento tuvo Velvet Underground?
I think that's really funny. When the Velvet Underground was around, we couldn't give records away. I would bet the Velvet Underground sells more records now than it did when it was around. I think it's nice. They pay attention. I hope they pay attention to me while I'm still around.
¿Qué importancia crees que ha tenido The Velvet Underground para la música posterior?
I really don't know. People always ask me that. People play me stuff and say, "You hear? That's you." You know, I say, what I hear is what I would do with 2 guitars, a bass, and a drum. And a lot of people, if they think about it, that's what they would do with 2 guitars, bass, and drum, too. It's kind of a really obvious thing when you hear it. It's like the wheel. You say, well, it should, oh, of course. And so then it's like everybody's idea. Like really obvious thing. You say, oh, of course. It's like breathing. You say, sure. Very simple, very, very simple. Nothing complicated.
¿Te interesa la música de hoy? ¿Puede salir hoy algo tan personal como tú o tan renovador y vanguardista como Velvet Underground?
I've thought about that one too. I don't know if today somebody could come out with Heroin or White Light, White Heat, the Velvet Underground today. I don't know that right now they could do that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That means I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe they could. As far as the stuff today, what I find interesting is the sound, the very sound itself. Forget whatever they're talking about. I'm not interested in what they talk about. I'm interested in the sound that they're getting on the records. I think it's really fascinating and really interesting, and it's something that's been going on for a couple of years now. That's the most interesting thing that I can think of, the sound that they can get with the drum machines and some of those amazing mixes, like the Frankie Goes to Hollywood record. You know, I'm not interested in what they're saying, but I'm interested in their sound. You know.
This is a song called Sally Can't Dance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sally dances on the floor. She said that she can't do it anymore. She lives down on St. Mark's Place. There she eats natural food in my plate. Sally can't dance no more. Can't get it up off the floor. Sally can't dance no more. They found her in the trunk of the floor. Hey baby, she can't dance no more. Sally is losing her place. She lives down on St. Mark's Place. off the floor. Sally can't dance no more. Oh, Sally, she can't dance no more. She was the first girl in the neighborhood to tie jeans like she should. She was the first girl that I've ever seen to have flowers painted on her jeans. She was the first girl in our neighborhood to get raped in Thomas Square real good. Now she's got a soul like Napoleon, and she feels the pose and she acts like a son. And Sally can't dance no more. She can't get it up, baby, off the floor. Sally can't dance no more. Oh, Sally, and I dance no more. Became a big model. She went up to Lexington and called. She had a studio apartment, and that's where she used to fall. Folk singer Sally can't dance no more. Can't get it up off the floor. Sally can't dance no more. Oh, Sally, she can't dance no more. The really right people. She went to Les Jardins. She danced Cass's mistress and North Carolina jewelry. But Sally can't dance no more. Can't get it up off the floor. Sally can't dance no more. Oh, Sally, she can't dance no more.
All I came from Miami, Philly. Hitchhiked way across the USA. Plucked the eyebrows along the way. Then he saved his legs and honey, he was ashamed. He said, babe, take a walk on the wild side. Hey, honey, you take a walk on the wild side. a walk on the wild side. Well, honey, you take a walk on the wild side, and the colored girls go. Hit the street looking for soul food and somebody to be. Went down to the Apollo, you should have seen him when he said, baby, take a walk on the wild side. Hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Little Joe, he never once gave it all away. Everybody, well, they had to pay and pay. A hustle here, a hustle there. New York City is the place where they said, babe, you take a walk on the wild side. Oh, honey, you take a walk on the wild side. Jackie, she is just speeding away. Thought she's Jimmy Dean for a day. That you had to crash on Valium would have helped that day. Said, baby, you take a walk on the wild side. Oh, honey, you take a walk on the wild side. And the colored girls go. It's a song you may not have heard because it did not get played on the radio too much. And we sure do hope that you like it. It's called Street Hassle. 1, 2, 3. Waltzing Matilda, whipped out a wallet. The sexy boy, he smiled at me. And whipped out 420s, cause he likes round figures. Everybody's a queen for a day. Oh baby, I'm on fire, don't you know how I admire your body white and whistling boy. Although I'm sure you're certain it's a rarity to be flirting, 'cause I'm all that way. And he said, slowly he entered her boldly to show her where he was coming from. Despite people's risk, he proved to be more than a diver's and he did sha-la-la-la later on. He said, sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, baby. Why don't you slip away? Oh, baby. Why don't you slip away? She's got too much of something or other, you know just what I mean. I don't mean to scare you, but you're the one who came in, but you better get her out of here when you leave. I'm not trying to act smart or be cold on my part, but I'm not gonna wear my heart on my sleeve. But people, they get all emotional, they start to act irrational. You know it's what I mean. And he said, sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, baby. Why don't we slip away? Hey, baby. Why don't we slip away? Hey, by the way, there's some real bad shit that you came down to my place with. You ought to be more careful around a little bit of girl. The best always the worst. Ain't either kind of case I don't choose, so I don't. And I know this ain't no way to treat no good. Take the old lady by the feet, you drag her out to the dog and street tomorrow morning. She's just not a hit and run. Hit and run. Hit and run. Hit and run. Some people ain't got no choice. They can't even find no voice to talk with. They can't even call their own. So the first thing that they see lies in the right to be. They go ahead and they follow it. You know what that's called? Bad luck. 1, 2, give it to me. You having a good time? All right.
I know you all showed up here to hear our slow songs. I'd like to do one for you now called Satellite of Love. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, the satellite's gone up to the sky. Things like that drive me out of my mind. Hey, I watched it for a little while. I like to watch things on TV. Your satellite of love. Your satellite of love. Your satellite of love. Satellite of love. The satellite's gone way up to Mars. Soon it will be filled with parking cars. Well, I watched it for a little while. I like to watch things on TV. Your satellite of love. Your satellite of love. Hey, hey. Your satellite of love. Satellite of love. I've been told that you've been bold with Harry, Mark, and John. Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday with Harry, Mark, and John. This is what I said.
while riding a motorcycle around New York, Pennsylvania in the mountains. It's what I like to do to relax. And it's a song called New Sensations.
Drunk and disorderly, I ain't no Cupid. 2 years ago today, I got arrested on Christmas Eve. I wanna walk and not be carried. I don't wanna give it up, I wanna stay married. I ain't no dog tied to a cop car. Ooh, you do sensation. Principles of the timeless views. I wanna forget my negative views and get rid of those people that are always on the down. It's easy enough to say, hey, what is wrong, but that's not what I wanna hear all night long. Some people are just like a human to and all. Ooh, you do sensation. Ooh, you do sensation. I'm talking about some new sensation. Took my Harvey Sportster out for a ride. The engine felt real good between my thighs. The air was cool, it was 40 degrees outside. I rode to Pennsylvania by the Delaware Gap. Sometimes I got lost, I had to check my map. Pulled over to a roadside diner for a burger and a Coke. There were some local folk, some hunters inside. You know, somebody got married and somebody died. I went to that jukebox and I played a hillbilly song. They was arguing about football and a road to go outside. I headed for those mountains feeling all so warm inside. I love that BBC so much I could kiss her.
¿Cuál ha sido tu principal aportación al mundo de la música?
That I brought to the music world? Sense of humor. My stuff is a lot funnier than maybe people know. I guess you have to listen to me on a good day. But I think that's really part of it. And the other idea was I wanted to write for adults.
Hace poco los Psychedelic Furs nos señalaban Heroin como una canción perfecta. ¿Cuál es tu canción favorita de entre las tuyas y cómo es para ti una canción perfecta?
My song, Heroin? I wrote 2 songs called Heroin. But one with an E, the heroin, you know. Anyway. What's my favorite of my songs? My favorite of my songs are always the latest songs, until I get bored with them. And then my favorite songs are the ones I start writing. They become the favorite songs. Right now, a song I really like is My Friend George, I really like, and Doing the Things That We Want To on the new album. And then there are certain other songs. I always like I'll Be Your Mirror. I thought that was a really, almost a perfect song. Just right.
Así que, en tu opinión, ¿cuál sería una canción perfecta?
I thought the song The Blue Mask was perfect. And I thought I Love You, Suzanne is a perfect little circle song. Just goes round and 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 round, and it just, you know, it could go on forever like that. Pure fun.
Insistes siempre en que no se confunda a los personajes de tus canciones contigo mismo. ¿Son ficticios o están inspirados en alguien?
See, that's like asking Clint Eastwood, is he really Dirty Harry? You know. I want you really to, I write it. It doesn't all happen to me. But if it happened to somebody else, I tell you the story. As though we're friends, I talk to you one-to-one, as though nobody else is there, as though it's not even a record, as though I was in the room with you. So you believe it's true. Even if it isn't true. It should be true.
¿Hay alguna canción cuyo personaje se acerque más a ti?
I have noticed that the last couple of albums, the Lou Reed over there and the Lou Reed who's talking to you right now, they move closer. And sometimes I can't tell them apart anymore. And a song that's the real Lou Reed talking to you, that I would have to think about? I would have to think about that. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Fly Into the Sun is like me. That's my sense of humor.
¿La vida tal como la conociste te ha puesto nervioso, como escribió Delmore Schwartz alguna vez?
Well, what he was talking about, it's just a very funny little essay he wrote about how when he was a young man, a very young man, he had a car that was the same year that he was driving it. And then he got older and he wasn't doing very well. And the car he was driving was older than the time he was driving it. And then some more time went by and he really wasn't doing very well. And the car that he borrowed was a very, very old car. And then he went to get his driver's license. But life had made him so nervous he couldn't pass the test. And that's what that meant. I happen to have a driver's license for a car and a motorcycle, so it hasn't made me as nervous as it made him. I just thought it's a very funny line.
Yo también. ¿Qué clase de banda necesitas para tocar? ¿Y qué clase de relación estableces con tus músicos?
I would like to admire them. I would like to like what they would do if I'm not there. what they do on their own. I would like to like them personally. I would want them to be the same people I record the record with. I don't like to record with one bunch of people and then go out with another bunch of people. I like to go out with the people I'm playing with.
¿Cómo haces un disco?
I try to make a record really quickly so I don't get bored. And I used to record very, very quickly because I didn't trust the engineers. And I just wanted to get in and out without them playing around with it. But the last record, New Sensations, there were these sounds I heard on the radio that I liked a lot, and I wanted to have them on the record. So I was in the studio twice as long as I'm normally in the studio, but I wasn't bored with it, and I got the sounds that I wanted out of it, and I had to have a relationship with the engineer that was more involved than I would normally care to have.
¿Es posible expresar lo mismo a través de dos cosas tan distintas como los discos y los conciertos en directo?
Sure.
¿Crees que el público es un elemento muy importante en un concierto?
Absolutely. There's no concert without the audience. The audience is great. Concerts got to be great. The audience isn't great, then it becomes more difficult.
¿Te gustaría añadir algo para tus fans españoles?
I'm really happy to be here and get a chance to play for them live, and I can't wait to see them tonight. See, I think of the records as these little letters I send to them. Now we get to see each other in person and really talk. See, because the record, you get one record, 10 songs. But the concert, you get 2 hours, 20, 25 songs. Pow, pow, pow. You know what I mean? A little more intense than the records.
Muchas gracias.
My pleasure. Great questions. I really appreciate the thought that went into them.
Muchísimas gracias.
The other night, we went to see Sam's play, doing the things that we want to. It was very physical, it held me to the stage, doing the things that we want to. They're doing the things that they want to. The guy's a cowboy from some rodeo, doing the things that he wants to. The girl had once loved him, but now she wants to go, doing the things that they want to. They're doing the things that they want to. The guy was bullish, the woman was a tease, doing the things that they want to. They fought with the words, with the bodies and the deeds, doing the things that they want to. And when they finished fighting, they exited the stage, doing the things that they want to. And I was firmly struck by the way they did behave, doing the things that they want to. They're doing the things that they want. It reminds me of the movies Marty made about New York. Those Frankenfurter movies that are so brilliant. A fool for love, you meet the raging bull. You're very inspirational, I love the things you do. Doing the things that we want to. Much what you hear on the radio today. But you can still see a movie or play. Here's the Travis Bickle and here's the Johnny Boy. Growing up in the East of New York. Well, I wrote this song cause I'd like to shake your hand. In a way, you guys the best friends I ever had. Doing the things that we want to. That we want to. That we want to. That we want to. You're between a hard place and a wall, and your car breaks down in traffic, baby, on the street. Remember, I'm the one who loves you. You can always give me a call. Turn to me, turn to me, turn to me. If your father is rebasing, mother's out and turning tricks, that's still no reason you should run out and get real. Remember, I'm the one who loves you. You can always give me a call and turn to me, turn to me, oh baby, turn to me. Your boss is an idiot, and your apartment's got no heat. And then your wife says, honey, it's time to have a child. Remember, I'm the one who loves you, and you can always give me a call. And turn to me, turn to me, oh honey, turn to me. It's all too much, you turn the TV set on, and you light a cigarette. And then a public service announcement comes creeping on. And you see a lung corroding and a fatal heart attack. Turn to me, oh baby, turn to me. Now don't you turn to me, oh baby, turn to me.
Thank you very much. We sure do appreciate it. This is the kind of music I grew up with, and it's called Coney Island Baby. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're all alone and you're lonely, and it's your midnight hour, and you find out that your soul, it's been up for sale. And then you start to think about all those things that you've done. And who it was and what it was, all those scenes, how much you hated every single one. Remember the princess on the hill, her love you even though she knew you wrong. And right now her love just might come true. And the glory of love, glory of love, the glory of love, you just might see it through. When all your true good friends, they're gone and they ripped you right off. They said you'll never be no human being. And then you start to think about all the things that you've done. Or who it was and what it was, all those scenes, you hated every single one. Remember that the city's a funny place. Something like a circus or a sewer. When they got you through your taste, but the glory, baby, love, the glory, pure love, the glory, baby, love, just might see you through. Go It's a song called Waves of Fear.
Waves of fear attacking the night, waves of revulsion, a sickening sight. My heart's nearly broken, chest open tight. Waves of fear, waves of fear, waves of fear. Spot on the floor, looking for some pill. The liquor is gone, blood drips through my nose. It's too hard to breathe. Waves of fear, I'm too afraid to leave. Waves of fear. Waves of fear, waves of fear, waves of fear. I'm too afraid to use phone, I'm too afraid to put the lights on, I'm so afraid that I lost control. I'm suffocating without a word and crazy with sweat, spittle on my jaw. With that crazy noise, we sat at the door. Waves of fear, pulsing with sweat. Jump at my own tremors, I jump at my own step. I run to the doorway, I hate my own smell. I know where I must be in hell. Waves of fear, waves of fear, waves of fear, waves of fear.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce the band to you. Please. On the keyboards, the accordion, singing, Mr. Peter Wood. Singing and playing that great bass, Mr. Fernando Saunders. On the drums, Lenny Ferrari. On the lead guitar, Robert Quine. If you could give us a big hand for the sound and the lights, people. My name is Lou Reed. And this is a song called Rock and Roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. That Jenny Simmons, she's just 5 years old. There's nothing happening at all.
you don't believe what you heard at all. And she started to dance, dance, dance into that music. Her life is saved by rock and roll. Despite all your invitations, well, you can dance to a rock and roll station, baby, it's alright.
It's alright.
Hey, it's alright.
It's alright.
There's nothing happening at all. Every time you put on the radio, nobody's doing it at all. Then one fine morning she puts on a New York station. She can't believe what she heard at all. She started dancing to that music. Her life is saved by rock and roll. Despite all your invitation, well, you can dance to a rock and roll station. And it's alright. Baby, don't you know it's alright? It's alright. Listen to the radio. Listen to a little James Brown saying I lost someone.
It's alright.
Listen to a little Wilson Pickett, baby. All singing, baby, the midnight hour. Well, I lost someone. I lost someone. Hey, hey, senorita, why don't you let me take you back home? Hey, senorita, baby, 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 baby. Hey, how would you let me take you home? It's alright. It's alright. Hey, don't you know it's alright?
It's alright.
Hey, hey, baby, don't you know it's alright?
It's alright.
Thank you very much. We do hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you from us to you.